The Hills is back with episode 2, and the drama has begun. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick around.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz
Welcome, everyone, to the Hills After Show. I'm your host, Lauren Pacheco, and with me is my co-host, Rivette Soro. She is a #1 Lauren Conrad fan.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Rivette. And we have Eric Sinsley, who is our huge reality show junkie. Welcome, Eric.
Happy Monday, everyone.
And we have Jennifer Lopez with us.
Hey.
She is here for Audrina and Justin.
I'm still rooting for them.
She's staying strong. All right, guys. Tonight we have a lot to talk about. The drama was kind of finally beginning. We have a special clip from Stephanie Pratt's Instagram story where she gets super emotional about tonight's episode. We have some news with Eric about Brody Jenner and Caitlyn Jenner that we're going to hear about later. And now we all want to know if something is going on with Justin and Stephanie. So we're going to talk about that. Yes, it's going to be a great show.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, what's your overall thoughts with tonight's episode?
I'm a little underwhelmed, to be honest. No, really, I feel like the first episode was great, and I was looking forward to so much, and we saw a few showdowns tonight, but I wanted more.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because I just love the drama. But I did want more. It was nice. It's nice to see Spencer and Stephanie fight. It is. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for.
It's true.
But I do want to see more, so I'm hoping they get at it again next week.
Exactly.
I was super pumped to see Jason make his debut back on this reboot. You know, he was might appear to be a bit boring to viewers, but because, you know, when we saw him last, he was inebriated the whole time, and he even said in tonight's episode this was his first relationship being sober.
Right.
So it's just amazing to see his growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for Jason.
Rivette, I do agree with you. I do want more drama, but I love The Hills so much. So every episode's been really good for me. I enjoy everything. I've been enjoying, you know, Stephanie and Spencer, Audrina and Justin, and, you know, all the craziness that's going on. But I enjoy it. I'm super excited to talk about it and all these crazy stuff that they have going on. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get into Spencer and Stephanie's argument that went down on the show tonight. But first, we have a clip of Stephanie's reaction to how it played out on the show. So we're going to watch that first. All right, so there's no audio in this clip right now, but basically Stephanie is upset about how the show played out their argument. She says that there was a lot that was missing, and she even ends up crying in that clip because she's like so upset about how she was portrayed with the fight. I don't really know. I felt like the fight wasn't that big of a deal, honestly. It didn't last very long, so maybe they did leave a lot out. But she says that at one point, I think she said either Spencer or Heidi ended up admitting or apologizing or something for what they did to her, which was basically like not telling them that they were pregnant or something.
Right.
Or Heidi was pregnant.
Yeah, and she also said in that clip that when they were filming at that moment, she looked at her castmates and said, I bet they're going to cut this out. And she was like, I knew they were going to cut this out, and they did. So whose side are we on?
Right. Also, I want to know how she was watching that last week. She reacted to this. When did I send that to you guys? Like Thursday of last
ago.
Yeah. And so she was already watching the episode. I don't know if they get to watch before or what was going on there, but it was interesting to me that she could even talk about it when it hasn't even come out yet.
Right.
I was like, wait, is she going to get in trouble for this? She's like exposing the show and kind of what the episode is going to be showing, and it hasn't been shown yet.
I feel like what Stephanie's talking about is what I would have wanted to see more of.
Yes,
and it felt like there was more to that we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll have like an extra episode at the end, like things you didn't get to see during the season.
Right.
I feel like they might do that, but I am siding with Spencer and Heidi on this because I understand why Stephanie's upset. I would be upset if I found out my brother and his wife were expecting via Daily Mail. But then that doesn't mean she shouldn't congratulate them. Like,
Right.
I get it. You're upset.
Right.
It's like, well, I wish you would have told me personally, but I love you and I can't wait to meet my nephew. But she just made it. It was on my birthday and it was on Daily Mail. Like, wow, like you have a nephew. Like, get over it.
Right.
Well, yeah, and she said in tonight's episode that she always makes the first step, that she's the bigger person. But it doesn't appear to be that way, you know?
Right.
I just feel like this is typical Stephanie and Spencer kind of fight. They, like Whitney said it herself. They've been fighting for years. This is like been an ongoing fight for years. They would fight about the smallest little things in the hills back in the day. So definitely, this is something that is just very childish. But it's something that I just want it to end. Like, why can't they just get along? Like, and they both don't like each other's personalities and stuff, but they're literally the same person. I think they're just that one person. They're looking at each other's mirror, basically. That's what it is.
Was anyone else shocked when Stephanie was like, we used to be so close, and then Heidi manipulated him? When then Whitney is going, they haven't gotten along since high school. Like, Stephanie, when were you close?
But Stephanie,
I know.
Stephanie used to say that back in the hills too. She used to say that a lot too. She used to say, we used to get along so well. What happened? So I'm like, did they really get along?
When they were babies?
Not? So I'm like, it's really confusing. So you don't know where to even look at this because, she goes crazy, he goes crazy, and they just go at it all the time.
Well, and when she said that Heidi's been manipulating Spencer to not get along or have a relationship with Stephanie, I don't know if I believe that. I don't
think so.
No, if anyone was manipulative at the beginning, Spencer, I love you. Sure. But I think Spencer was a little hard on Heidi towards the beginning of their relationship.
Because Heidi's always been about Stephanie. She's always wanted, Spencer to reach out to her and for them to get along and, their family, especially now that Heidi's more sensitive because she's a mom herself. She's all about family and bringing everyone together and having that energy. But it's like,
and it's sensitive. Like, I'm sure, Heidi's like, Spencer, you should probably talk to your sister. But at the end of the day, that's his sister. And I feel like there's a line, like, you can't force him to talk to her.
Exactly.
You can give your 2 cents and maybe give some advice. He's your husband. But you can't, like, make them talk to each other, put them in a room and like be friends. Like,
and then sometimes it's not good because then that relationship is not going to be a real relationship. It's just exactly. Right. So it's just going to be like, oh well, she told us to talk. Let's talk because of the show. And if they're going to talk, they need to talk. Because they both want to and they want to be there and hash it out.
Right.
So.
And there was a long time when they first started dating that more Stephanie and Heidi were friends than Stephanie and Spencer.
Right. Yes.
So I just don't know where this manipulation came from. So weird. I feel like Heidi couldn't manipulate anyone if she wanted to. Like she's just so like nice and just I
just want to see that clip that Stephanie is talking about that they cut out. Maybe that's gonna give us the answer that we're looking for sure.
Or is there
exactly.
All right. So at the party there was also a confrontation between Mischa Barton and Perez Hilton. Random that Perez Hilton was even there, but there was a confrontation that went down. What did you guys think about that?
I was very proud of Mischa for sticking up for herself. I feel like we've all watched her since she was a young teen going through this journey in Hollywood, and for her to finally have, for her to get that strength to stand up for herself and other people and, make him realize that he's hurt a lot of people in Hollywood is amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see.
Definitely.
I agree. I mean, I've followed Perez Hilton since I was like 10. I would literally refresh his page. But now, as I grow older, I do realize, like, he bullies everybody.
Oh, and he was so mean.
He still does. Like, have you guys, I still follow him on Instagram. His captions are a little intense sometimes. Like, very intense.
He's still mean?
Yeah.
I thought he had this big turnaround or something.
I mean, I still follow him, and sometimes I'm just like, ouch. Like, I get, being opinionated. I mean, we share our opinions every week, but he does it in such a cruel way. Like, I'm very happy that Mischa did stand up for him. And the girls were right when Audrina and Whitney told her, you did that for, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody has been personally victimized by Perez Hilton.
Definitely, for sure. He's definitely crossed a lot of lines that he shouldn't have. And, people hated him. There were so many people that hated him. Security guards used to, kick him out of clubs and stuff and not wanting him to be there because the next day you would hear about it and bashing stories and body shaming women, and it was just so bad. So I was definitely definitely proud of Mischa for standing up for herself and letting him know, and he definitely just burst out of nowhere. I was like, oh my God.
When he was like, I swear on my children's life, I would go back if I could, and then he storms out.
Yes. It was like, if Mischa doesn't forgive me in 0.2 seconds, I'm done. Like, you tortured her for years and bullied her in the public eye, and you are like, if you don't forgive me right now, I'm mad at you again, and I'm gonna go post some more bad things. It was so weird. It was like, she's gonna be a little angry. She's not just gonna be like, all's forgiven, we're great.
Right.
What did you expect? I think you expected that, but
it's hard to forgive someone like that bashed you for so many years, run maybe so many auditions or work for her. So of course, I'm definitely on her side. Who's gonna want to forgive someone that just bashed your name all over the floor? It's crazy. So
So so we're all Team Mischa here.
Team Mischa. Team Mischa.
Definitely. All right, now we're gonna get into a Stephanie and Justin and Audrina. Is a love triangle already beginning?
It's a square.
Yeah. I'm so confused. Like, Stephanie and Justin, I felt like something was happening on this episode. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I predict that they're gonna hook up or something. I mean, she's alluding to really liking him. And I don't know. I don't really buy the whole nice guy with Justin. I think it's a front.
Yeah.
And so him going to check in on her, I just think it's to make himself look good.
It was so random.
Right.
I didn't even know that was him on the phone when he was like, I'm going to come over and check. I'm like, is it Jason? Who is anyone but Justin?
Yeah, that was definitely really random for him to just go over and check up on her because they didn't have that relationship back in the day. So I was kind of weirded out about that, but I was like, okay. But didn't it feel like deja vu for a second? Do you guys remember when Audrina thought for a second that Lauren and Justin hooked up or were talking for a while, and they got into a big argument, and Lauren was just like, how could you even think that?
And Audrina was so quick to believe it.
She did.
That
because
was upsetting.
She really liked this guy, and she believed anything anybody was telling her. And, during that time, it was when Justin would come in and out of her life. So I feel like I'm seeing this a little bit, but I don't know how Stephanie's going to take it. I don't know if she's going to answer to that, kind of him taking care of her, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, she loves the attention, she's starting to like him more. It was weird to see him comfort her at the club, oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I don't like seeing that. She's speaking to her brother, okay?
Right.
Leave it alone. Yeah. You're not Captain Save Stephanie.
Did you guys catch Audrina's eye when he got up and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check up on her"? She was like,
"Why?"
I was like, no.
Okay, if it comes back to Audrina that Stephanie and Justin hooked up, believe it, because I'm sure that it definitely. With the Lauren, it was so random because Lauren hated Justin.
No,
anyway.
she did. But
Stephanie, I could see her getting the male attention. Yeah. She likes that. And, she just likes any sort of attention, really. And so if someone's comforting her, I feel like she's gonna be.
Well, you guys didn't watch the 3-minute preview, did you?
No. Oh, Eric, what are you saying?
Well, it's out there. So there's a scene where they're showing Audrina confronting Stephanie about hooking up with Justin Bobby.
I can't wait. This is what we are tuning in for.
I know. This can
what episode is this?
No, it can't.
If Lauren or Kristin were at this party, where do you think they would be? Like, what would their role be?
Lauren
placing them in the party.
Well, would Kristin and Lauren be together?
No, Lauren and Kristin would probably be having their own argument or something.
True.
Yeah.
I don't really know if anyone would be happy that Lauren is there, because when everyone was doing press for this show before it started, all the cast, all of them were kind of happy that Lauren wasn't returning.
Yeah. Audrina even said, it doesn't feel like anything's missing.
Lauren, you're not
But she said because she wasn't there for, like, the last 3 seasons. So, I mean, I get it, but still, like...
And
Lauren.
made it very clear to the public that she wants no part in any of the Hills franchise. And Kristin, when she does press for her clothing lines and all that stuff, she talks about the Hills all the time and how she wishes she could do it. So kind of shows, who would do the show and who wouldn't.
Well, because we have to remember, she did this since she was like 16, 17. She started in Laguna Beach, so
she's over it.
So did Kristin.
That's true, but Kristin had a little bit of a spicy little, personality to her. She loved that attention. She loved people, coming to her, anything where she can show her face, she loved. And she still has that same personality as well. Yeah. Lauren was always very, like, timid and quiet and reserved, and certain things she would put out there, certain things she didn't want to put out there. So, and now that she has a family, it's, it's a little bit different for her. But
totally.
I think Lauren was always queen bee and Kristin wanted her spot.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
my opinion.
I was always team Lauren. I love
Lauren.
All right. Well, I'm already feeling bad for Audrina if this Stephanie and Justin thing. I mean, now with what Eric said, I'm so confused. Like, I thought he was going back on this show for Audrina. It seems like in this episode they were already starting to hang out, but...
Well, and was the king of mixed signals in tonight's episode, He invited her on this date for the music festival, and then expects her to Uber to the festival.
Yeah. So, and he told her, I'm gonna come steal you from your place.
Right.
But, take an Uber, because I'm really not.
And then she gets there, and he's like, are you cold? Do you want a sweater? So it's like, where's the line, bro?
Justin, what are you doing?
Justin wants what he can't have. That's how I feel Justin is.
Yeah.
He wants Audrina right now because he doesn't have her. And as soon as they start dating again, I feel like he's going to be doing the same thing where he's just not that into her anymore. And he's into Stephanie.
I'm disappointed. I wanted him... I'm really, I'm rooting for them, too. Not as much as you are, J-Lo, and I'm really sorry. I love them.
I love them.
There's still
rooting.
Hope.
I know there's still hope. There's, I don't even know how many episodes we have for this, but I still have hope.
I just don't see it. I don't see him as a changed man. He's back to his old games, and he is Justin Bobby.
They just look so cute together, and they do. Common. But
their babies would be so cute.
Oh,
yes, for sure.
If Justin Bobby ever had babies, they'd be really good looking. It might not ever happen. Okay, so before we get into our special segment, Rivette has a special message for us.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. We love being here. We love you guys, and we love your comments in the live chat. If you are watching on YouTube, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and keep the comments going. If you're listening on iTunes, give us 5 stars. Again, please comment. Leave us a rating. We might read them. Right now, we have Bear in the live chat. Maurice Charles, thank you so much for being here. And we love you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, so our special segment with Jennifer Lopez.
Hey, guys. So our special segment is Forgive and Forget. So today, I forget Perez. I know he's not Perez, because I know he's not part of the cast or anything, but he just was really disappointing. I just didn't like how he blew up on Mischa, and it's just not my scene. And I really didn't need him there, to be honest. I didn't really need him there. He didn't need to go over and apologize. It was a fake apology, so definitely forget him. I do forget Brody. I know last week's episode, and even this week's episode, he was talking about his single days and how he misses it and stuff like that. But then after he mentioned how he, at the end of the day, he really enjoys being home with his wife and his dog. So that was a little bit of a change from last week's episode. Because last week, one of my predictions was that I thought that he was going to go to the party and there was going to be a little bit of drama between them. So yeah, I'm glad that I was wrong. I'm very glad.
For me, I want to forgive / apologize to Brandon because last week I predicted he was going to be the tool. And just seeing, he's so aware of life at 22 and to have that awareness of, he basically alluded to the fact that he struggled with alcohol, right? Mm-hmm. And for him to know that he can't touch it and for him to be successful in his career, he's got to, stay clear of it. So, so I'm forgiving Brandon and I'm forgetting Whitney.
Oh no!
I love Whitney.
I love Whitney
super
so
sweet,
much,
but she just doesn't do anything for me.
Oh my gosh!
But we have to remember she was always that neutral friend back in the day, and I really like that though. I really enjoy that because she was always just that one person that gave you the right advice versus your closer friends that would just be like, "No, do this, do that." So I don't know. I really like it.
Yeah, but we need like a drunk Whitney fight. Like throw a drink in someone's face.
Give us something.
I think that's what we need.
Whitney's the girl on that show that I could actually see myself being friends with in real life.
Same.
I love her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eric, no one is in the ring with me right now.
I'm sorry. I
love her, but I don't want to watch her on TV.
Okay.
I get it.
Exactly.
I get it. Bear in the comments actually was talking about Brandon too. She said the new guy, Pamela Anderson's son, thinks he's more mature than the cast. It's because he hasn't earned a place, and for now, he is irrelevant. She disagrees with you.
Bear. Oh, my God. Okay.
Fighting words.
Yes.
Dang. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. This week, I want to forgive Jason. Because he's grown up so much and he's this family man and he's sober. And I'm like, yes, Jason. Because I always loved him because he was so cute. And now I can love him because he's cute and he's a good man.
Aww, that's nice. I like Jason too. He's
cool. I want to forget Justin Bobby because just douchebag. Just what we do. For real. I don't why are you going to invite me somewhere and tell me you're going to steal me from my place? And then make me Uber. I would be so annoyed.
I would also be so annoyed if someone was taking me on a date and then was like, actually, meet me here. I'm too lazy to pick you up.
Yeah. Forgetting Justin Bobby for now.
But what do you expect? Was Audrina even shocked? Not really. She was like, okay.
I think she was hoping, you guys all are, especially you, that he's, going to turn the corner and change.
Yeah, but I think she needs to sometimes put her foot down and be like, you know what? I really wasn't anticipating driving or getting an Uber, so I don't think I'm going to come. And then, boom. And then he would have been like, oh, we'll come get you.
Yes, exactly.
That would have been a wake-up call, but she lets it happen.
No, the producers would have been like, okay, Audrina, we're going to come get you. You still got to go today. True. All right. So I'm going to forget Audrina for already going back to Justin and I'm not about her just already back in his ways. Not cool with that. And I'm also going to forgive Audrina because she can't help herself.
Yes.
She cannot help herself with Justin Bobby. It's that one weakness that she has.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for her.
I'm not going to lie. I really thought, I know that, he's been a douchebag for many years with her. It sucks. He's been in and out of her life for years. But I thought he would be different. And I am rooting for them. I am rooting for them so much because they have that big chemistry. But I don't know what is it about Justin that he just doesn't settle down. And Audrina just, like you said, doesn't put her foot down either. So it's just kind of they're both, just kind of playing with each other and just kind of okay, we'll see what happens. I would think she would be different. I thought she was just going to be like, you know what, I don't want to go then. I don't want to go to that festival.
She did let him know, though, that she was going on a blind date.
That was true. Oh, I was happy for her when she said that.
So that's kind of putting her foot down.
Kind of.
That was kind of like,
like
it just did.
That was amazing.
But she just, like, she's not even into the guy that she's going on a date with. No. She just wants Justin to be upset because she's like, Justin gets jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna date.
Wait, can we all just have a moment for Gunnar Pratt's assistant?
Yes. I have no words.
Okay.
And
I think it was his nanny, and she was joking.
Yeah.
I don't think it said on the TV, Gunnar's assistant.
I was just like, how does he have an assistant?
Honestly, good for you, Gunnar.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
Pratt's family does no wrong.
He had a big day of press that day, She had to keep him on track.
Yeah. Amazing.
He did go on the press tours with them, so, he was always there. So. Of course, he needs an
Heidi
assistant.
doesn't want to leave her baby. Good for you, Heidi.
Yeah.
No one mom shame her for not wanting to leave her house. She wants to spend time with her child.
No, she's very close with her child. Yeah. Like, you can tell that. So it's hard for her to go out without...
As she should be.
Yeah, exactly.
She's
That's good.
Mom.
Because, we see so many celebrities, too, that they have kids and then you don't see them ever.
Right.
Like, with them. They have nannies, they have people.
Oh, not even celebrities. There are people in real life.
In real life, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not naming any names.
Okay.
If you can afford to get your baby an assistant... Props to you, No hate.
Even if it was the nanny, props to Heidi for not just leaving Gunnar at home with the nanny. Like, she knows she has to work, but she's going to bring Gunnar with her, and the nanny assistant is going to help her out while she's out.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree.
I love them.
Me too.
Okay, so we're going to get into news. Eric has some news for us.
Yes, so Brandon Jenner defends Brody after he received backlash for referring to Caitlyn, his mom, as he. So basically in last week's episode, when we were getting caught up with Brody, he was filling us in what had happened since being off the show. He talked about how he had a girlfriend, got married to Caitlyn, his now wife, and that his dad transitioned to Caitlyn, and he referred to his dad, Caitlyn, as he. So he received a bunch of backlash, a bunch of hate, because, pronouns are very important in the trans community, and people were hating on him for it. But tonight... he referred to her as she. So it just tells you he didn't do it with, bad intention.
Right.
And he, according to Channel Q Radio, that's where the interview was, that Brandon did, his brother, Brody had no intent, and accidents happen, and people slip up, and you shouldn't shame them for it. There is not an ill intention. He kept saying there's no ill intent. And I think, unfortunately, that happened to Brody, but it helps communicate and educate, to all of us. So
Definitely.
I think it was an innocent mistake.
Yeah. I don't think he should have gotten any backlash. He just... It's his dad, and he was probably used to saying he for so many years.
For 30 plus years.
And just made a mistake. Like...
Right.
I don't think he should have been, I'm sure he wasn't trying to be, horrible towards his dad or disrespect him or anything like that.
Right, and kind of to defend Brody a little bit, him and Caitlyn have never had a great relationship. They've always been the most strained out of all of Caitlyn's kids. They've had the most strained relationship. He said in tonight's episode that he would see his dad maybe once a year. He didn't show up to his graduation.
Right.
So he never really knew Bruce. And he's just now getting to know Caitlyn.
Right.
So.
And that was sort of hard to hear. I mean, he really opened up, and I feel like we've sort of known that in the past. I think they touched on it in old Kardashian episodes as well.
They totally did.
And he, really opened up. And to make a mistake like that, yes, if I'm calling my dad he for 30 years of my life and he transitions, yes, I might slip up and say she. I don't think there was any ill intent. And
No.
I just hope they're working on their relationship. Just for, people need their parents.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Caitlyn herself has said it multiple times in Kardashian episodes in Instagram that she is always going to be, you know, Brody, Brandon, Kylie Jenner, and Kendall Jenner's father. You know, that's never going to change. You know, he was the father first, and then it was Caitlyn. You know, but that's never going to change. He's made it. You know, he's made that statement multiple times. So, you know, of course, like you said, you know, I don't think that he meant it in a harsh way or anything, you know.
It's a learning experience.
It's a learning experience for everyone, for him, for all of us.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, you know, because sometimes we slip. We're humans, you know. That's, you know, we make mistakes, and, you know, we just want to learn and grow from that.
Exactly.
Instead of bashing each other.
Exactly.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay, guys, predictions.
Your
for-
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What do you guys think? What's coming next week?
Oh my goodness. I think Brody's friends, when they talk about Kaitlyn, his wife, I think they're going to sort of influence him because he, you know, doesn't want to drink and whatnot. We saw in the preview, and I think he might get like drunk or something, and that might lead to an argument. Especially when your friends are like, "Oh, bro, you're whipped. Like you can't do anything."
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in that they're like, "No, I'm not. Watch me take these shots." So I feel like I don't know what those impersonations were. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I think some drama might happen between Brody and his wife, and she doesn't like him coming home late. We saw in the last episode, so I think she might not like what happens next week. And then I also think Audrina is just going to keep falling into the Justin Bobby trap. Or the Justin Bobby love moment. I don't want to offend you.
She like starts crying.
I support. Yeah. You know, just more fun stuff.
Yeah.
I predict that Stephanie and Justin Bobby will continue to get close. Or- So,
All right, J-Lo, come on.
You know, as I hate to admit it, I do believe that Justin Bobby and maybe Steph something's gonna happen. It's happening there. Maybe not with him, but her. I think she's probably gonna be the one that is gonna like, yes, and like that attention. Like we said, she loves the attention, so definitely, I feel like she might be the first one to kind of be like, hey, you know what's gonna happen.
Right.
But another prediction that I have is, Jason, I really want to see, I mean, it's not really a prediction, but I want to see more of him. I really do want to see, and I want to learn more about him. And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he's going to get triggered in next week's episode. We don't see that yet. So for something, maybe for him being sober, you know, because we got to remember everybody here wants to party. They drink a lot. They're going to start going out a lot. So how is he going to handle those situations? And I want to see, because I'm pretty sure next week they're going to be going out a lot. So I want to see how, now that he's getting more involved and being more in the episodes, I want to see how he's going to handle that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to go with Rivette on the prediction of Brody. I think Brody and his wife are it's not going to be good. Which, honestly, I don't feel like they've been that great since the show started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Brody seems very happy, and he kind of, what did he say tonight about
He's
Caitlyn?
Constantly talking
Where he's like, am I getting like good mood Caitlyn or bad mood
Yeah.
Caitlyn? And she was just like,
Ouch.
what? When am I in a bad mood? It was so sad.
Aww.
So I don't know. I feel like there's definitely going to be some drama between them, but I hope it's not like, you know, detrimental on their relationship, because I mean, this is a show, but I feel like, I don't know if they're going in the right direction.
The beginning, he's been talking about how his single days and,
Yes.
you know,
Living in the past.
living in the past, and then DJing and stuff. And we get that, but we haven't seen anything in the news before the show even started of them. You know, they've been going out for almost 4 or 5 years. So, and it's just crazy to me that all this, like, they have all these issues, and it's just the beginning of the series. So.
And he also made a comment and he said, "I thought it'd get better once we got married."
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we have not.
That was like cringy to hear.
We have yet to see a nice side of their relationship. I feel like
exactly.
everything has been bad. So
I wonder how she's taking that in with seeing the episodes, and because I mean, I know even if it's a produced show or whatever, you know, it's still cringing to see that your husband is saying that, you know, he misses his single days, you know, his friends are around, like, and they're comparing, like, Brandon as the new Brody, and, you know, and that kind of, it's bringing Brody down a little bit. You could kind of see it in his face, like, oh, you're the new Brody now, right? You know, not me.
He's like, I want to be the eligible bachelor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you had enough time.
Yeah, I want to take a bubble bath, drink my beer, open my window, and play fetch with my dogs.
That was such a weird scene.
I loved that. That was total single Brody.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I think we're all hoping for more drama.
Oh,
yes,
for
week.
sure.
Bring it. Bring on the drama.
Yes. Okay. Until then, where can we find you guys on social media?
You can find me at Rivette Sorrel on all social media platforms.
And as well as me.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at Jen_Lopez_89.
And you can find me at Lauren T. Pacheco on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.